Girl,
Everybody
it's
follow
packed
the one
out
line,
here tonight.
please. Follow the one line, please.
I told you.
IDs out. I need to see IDs. Thank you, ladies. Welcome to Park Ave.
Excuse me. Hello? Can you move? What? Excuse me. Oh my God. You ready to go? Girl, I've been ready.
Well, hey, girl, hey.
Hello. Hello.
You feeling better?
Hello. Testing. Hello.
You still sound a little hoarse.
I feel like it. I feel like it.
How did you lose your voice?
I was going, hey, to every song at Trap My Fest.
Was it cold outside?
It was.
Did you put on a sweater to cover your neck?
I didn't.
Did you have on a scarf? Oh, I seen your IG stories.
I didn't. And I didn't even post like I thought I should post because I was so sidetracked.
By the music and the wine?
By the music and the wine.
I figured. All I seen was a bunch of, hey! And I was
and
like,
then it was done.
Yeah. And then, so I don't know if you guys looked at our IG, but Adrianna took it over because she went to Wine Trap Fest. Because, you know, niggas love to put trap in the middle of everything.
Everything.
So Adrianna goes to Trap Wine Fest. And she starts the day off with a lovely hairdo, just so...
It was cute. It was half up, half down.
She was like, hey, guys.
Was like bumped. I bumped it.
It did look bumped.
I bumped it.
Did you do a flat iron or a curling iron?
A curling iron.
I
bumped it with a curling iron.
Because it did had a full...
It had a full bump.
Yeah.
I did a bump.
I seen you was like, hey, guys, I'm taking over.
Real cute.
And I was like, wow.
Real cute.
Respectable.
Real cute. Look at her.
Look at this adult.
Look at her.
Look at this adult. Getting ready to just go... have a good time responsibly. She's going to record all this footage for Recovering Party Girls.
She's going to do her thing.
She has a little sweater on.
Yeah.
I'm just, look at this girl.
Look at this.
And then you show up and you're walking into it and I'm just like, wow, still amazed. Because you're like, hey guys, I just got here. Just, I don't know where to go yet. I'm new. I'm new. I'm going though. And then you walk in, and I understand the original, like, hey, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it, because you were new, you still had just got there, so you were getting into the group, and it was like around like the fourth video, you was like, hey, I think you didn't even put the sound on. I think it was like mute, and I was just like,
it wasn't supposed to be on mute.
And I could tell because you were talking to us. Yeah. I was like, oh, she didn't know it was on mute.
That wasn't supposed to be on mute.
I could tell. Whatever you were saying, it looked like it was really good too. I was like, wow, I really wish I knew what she was saying because it just looked so informative.
Yeah, it wasn't on mute.
And then I knew.
I mean, it wasn't supposed to be on mute.
I knew it was a goner when I think you had like hashtag smile bitch. And then after that, the videos just got like a little off. And then the final video is actually my favorite because your hair is in the bun. It's frizzy at this point. You have on some heart shades. We still don't know where you got those from because it didn't match your outfit. And you're just like, hey guys, I'm done. As you can tell, I had a good time, guys. I was like, we can tell you had a great time at Trap Wine Fest.
Needless to say,
thank you for the footage.
Needless to say, that's what's cool in the city.
It looked cool.
Trap Wine Fest. It's an interesting gathering.
It's wine and trap music.
But
why do y'all put trap in the middle of everything?
It wasn't even trap music.
It was just
that's the thing.
What type of music?
Like they played Frankie Beverly and Maze.
I think the word trap they just mean regular club music though.
Perhaps, but in my mind, I'm thinking trap music. Like I'm thinking like. Pop that pussy, pop that pussy, pop that pussy,
I do enjoy that.
Like I was ready to, I was ready to drop it low.
Yeah, I think trap is just like we gonna play club music, anything that black people like.
I really, really was with that. Like that's what I was thinking going into it. But then I see them like doing all the like the dance. What are those?
The line dances.
The line dances and shit. So I'm thinking, okay, well maybe this is just like the preliminary stuff. They'll get to the trap music later. But that later never happened. It was just literally just club music.
Yeah.
So
I think that's what their thing is. Like, because I went to like this trap brunch and it was like 90s music. I think the word trap, A, is overused, but B, when they say trap,
it's very overrated.
I think it's just it's overly used because when they say trap music, when I think of, is like hood, ghetto, sell dope, pop pussy music.
Yeah.
But I think they use the word trap as just any black song that brings black people together.
Yeah.
And that can go from Frankie Beverly
to Jeezy.
To definitely Jeezy. Or to like a swag and a surf. So it's from there to there.
And they did play that. And I swagged and I surfed. I swagged.
We didn't see that part of the video.
I swagged. I mean, because I couldn't. I couldn't swag and I surf. And
once the video went mute, I was pretty sure it was done. I was surprised you actually got an ending. I was like, oh, she came back.
I had to remind myself, oh shit, I gotta end this shit somehow.
I was like, oh, she came back.
Somehow I gotta end this shit.
Oh, you did. Hey guys.
Somehow I got to end this shit. But I had a great time. Shout out to my friend Turquoise. She went with me. She was actually the one that invited me to it. And I said, fuck it, why not? Let's do it.
I like trap music, I like wine.
I like wine, and I like trap music.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Except the fact that everything went wrong because, one, I was sick before I went there. Mm-hmm. And when I went there, I was not prepared for it to be like kind of drizzling and cold. So I got even more sick. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and then, you know, I got so like drunk. Every song I was like, hey,
you hey, no other voice.
With one hand in the air.
What type of wine were you drinking? Well, I mean, how is it? Is it like unlimited wine?
No. So basically you get 4 drink tickets.
That's it? How much you pay? Oh, well, if you don't mind me asking, how much is it to go?
So it was $20.
Okay.
So it was $20 to get in. And then, I prepaid, so it was $20.
Okay.
And then we got there. They gave me 4 drink tickets. And then I really didn't know how to use the drink. I didn't know what was going on because there was all this wine. I'm thinking it's free. It's not free. So, and mind you, I had drank before I got there. So, you know, I was kind of just like chilling, you know, whatever.
Why not?
You know, whatever. So we went. So they had these areas where it was just wine. They had the wines divided up by Chardonnay, Merlot.
Is it fancy smashy wine or is it like Canyon Road?
I think it's a little bit of that. It's a little bit of fancy wine. Because you know they had that $3 wine at Kroger's. Yes.
Was it that?
They had like the rosés that were like fancy, but then they had that cheap shit. I think
because I've been wanting to know how they make their money back.
Like I think how they make their money back is one, people are going to buy alcohol. People aren't going to always want to drink.
Oh, I guess in my mind I didn't think of bars.
Yeah. So and then on top of that, you give them a drink ticket. And they pour you about that much of wine, which is not a lot. It's like if you're in a 9-ounce cup. Okay, so let's say theirs were 5 ounce.
You're supposed to get 4 ounces. Huh?
So their cups were maybe like 4 to 5 ounces, and they poured bare minimum of a shot of a wine. They wanted you to taste it.
Oh, it's like wine tasting.
So like you could like give them 2 tickets, and they'll pour you like a full cup of wine. But if you give them 1 ticket, it's like a shot.
So you ran through your tickets pretty swiftly.
I mean, real quick.
So you're like, here's 4 tickets.
Here's 4 tickets.
Fill me up.
Give me the bottle.
Yeah. Fill me up.
And so I did that. And luckily my friend, she knew of my situation. She said, I'll buy you a drink.
Bitch, you and your situation stay going out. You stay in these streets with the situation.
And then she, but you know, I got a beer. I was very economical with my shit. I got a beer.
Oh, so okay.
And then, I mean, I don't know. Once that beer kicked in, it was just a great time. And
it looked like it.
And next thing I know, I was about to join. I wanted to join this rap contest, right? So I didn't know Mo City Dawn, the song, was called Mo City Dawn. I thought it was called Slow, Loud, and Bangin'. So the DJ. I don't know what
song that is.
Slow, Loud, and Bangin', all in my trunk.
Oh, okay.
Trunk full of funk, I ain't never been a punk. So anyways, the DJ was like, any females that can rap this song gets a free bottle of champagne.
Whoa, bitch, did you get it?
So, listen. And they said, Mo City Dawn. So I'm like, I don't even fucking know that song. And then they started playing it in my drunkenness. I was just like, and I'm rapping it. And my friend was like, you need to go up there you need to go up there and you need to rap that shit because you rap it and you know that song. So I was like,
You
fuck
better
yeah.
get us this champagne.
So I marched up there and it was just already like too cluttered. So I was just like, man, I could have went up there and wrecked that shit. Wah, wah. Anyways, and then I probably would have really lost my voice then. Needless to say, I did have fun.
She lost her voice.
I lost my voice completely. Sunday morning, I woke up. So Sunday, got home. No, Saturday night. So that Saturday night, I left Trap Wine Fest. I went to work at a bar. Woke up Sunday afternoon around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. I didn't see, you know, like when you live by yourself, you don't necessarily like talk. Right?
Yeah, because we text and it wasn't until later you was like, I don't have no voice.
And yeah, so like, you know, and I'm just like, I didn't speak.
Because you don't wake up and talk to yourself.
You don't wake up and
You're
talk
not
to
like,
yourself like, good morning.
Good morning, hey girl. Hey, how was your day?
So I woke up and I'm like, oh, you know, in my mind, I'm like, okay, cool, I'm all right. So, you know, I'm making my breakfast.
Because I'm
not talking to myself.
You didn't have to ask yourself what you wanted for breakfast.
Exactly, I already knew. And I'm like, okay, yes, I'm going to make eggs. I'm going to make fried egg whites. Cool. And then I got a phone call and I said, hello. And I realized, I said, oh shit, I can't talk. That's all that was coming out with. So I said, damn, let me text Ebony. I
ain't got no voice, bro.
I ain't got no voice, man. I ain't gonna be able to do it. Because we were supposed to record on Sunday.
We were.
Yeah. And needless to say, I couldn't yell. I couldn't, like, if somebody were to have attacked me that day, I would have been a goner.
You still sound kind of hoarse though.
It's coming back slowly. But I'm really kind of forcing it. But yesterday was a little worse. Because, you know, whatever. But anyways, needless to say, Trap Wine Fest, apparently it happens twice or 3 times a year. I don't know. It was a lot of fun. We went too early. When we did go, it was not as packed as what I imagined it would have been, even though it was raining kind of sort of like during the day. But once that nighttime hit, it was...
The niggas came.
The niggas came out. The freaks come out. Wah.
The freaks come out at
But needless to say, you guys, check out Trap Wine Fest. It was fun. I mean, like I said, I was yelling, "Ay" to every song. And I had a blast. I bought some $5 sunglasses. Those were the sunglasses that
I see them with the red
ultimately,
hearts.
Yes. And they're my favorite.
You said that. I watched the video.
They're my favorite. They mean a lot to me. They were $5. I said, fuck it.
Splurge.
Let's get this shit. Let's do this. Trap Wine Fest 2018. Let's go. I saw some people there. Saw some people I really didn't care for. But, you know, I didn't give a fuck. You know, it's Trap Wine Fest. 2K18. Whatever. But that was it. That's what's cool in the city. So next time there's a Trap Wine Fest, you guys, I hope to see y'all there. I know I will probably be in attendance again. Hopefully I will not be
sick
and wasted.
But
whatever. All right. Next.
I spent my Sunday. You went to Trap Wine Fest on Sunday or Saturday?
Saturday.
Well, I spent that next day deleting tweets from Twitter.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, because Nature Boy.
Brother Nature
has
to be like 19 or 20. He's this guy on Twitter. He feeds this deer named Canella. I'm attached to this deer. He, like, every animal likes him. This nigga is like, was that Snow White who was like in the forest and everything came and was singing and dancing with her? That is like literally Brother Nature. Well, apparently some asshole was like, he's living too good. He's just too nice of a person. Him feeding these animals are pissing me off. It's just too much. It's just too much positivity. Niceness. Too much positivity going on.
And I gotta fuck it up.
He has an issue and I'm going to find it. So needless to say, they doubled back and went down Twitter and they went to like 2010, 2011. Mind you, this kid probably was like 13 at the time. And
he said he was 13.
Yeah, he said some shit that was like, all right. But the thing about it's a lot of stuff that really just don't annoy me. Like, it's some stuff that I know you could just tell people are trying to either get
troll.
a reaction,
Yeah,
or they're like, they think they're being funny. It's just like, all right, your joke didn't land. I can move
Next.
on, you know? So Twitter spent damn near all of Sunday, all of good old Sunday, canceling, because you know y'all love to cancel people. Not, yeah, because he said something about some Jews.
yeah.
And
He said something about
Hitler.
he's a Hitler. He's a Hitler.
And clearly, like, some of that shit was just like clearly, but whatever. So a couple of people I follow. The thing is, I've been on Twitter since 2010. And I've been active on Twitter since 2010. It's like a lot of y'all new people that got on Twitter, probably been on Twitter, but really got active probably in the last year or two. I was out on Twitter popping in 2010 when it was, you didn't even have no verified celebrities on there yet. So I done said some shit. So I would have downloaded an app called Delete My Tweets. And they asked you, like, what do you want to blow up? I was like, oh, bitch, everything until 2018. And I just went ahead and blew up my whole goddamn Twitter and deleted everything from 2010. Because listen, you bitches ain't finna.
So what was?
Well, when I went and looked, the thing
tweet?
is, when I looked, it wasn't necessarily provocative. It could have been questionable. Like, I said some shit about like gay kids in high school or some shit, and not like in a weird way. But I know I meant no malice when I said it. But it could be one of them things that was a joke that didn't land. And see, back before Twitter had a retweet button, in order to retweet somebody, you actually had to type in RT, semicolon, and copy and paste what they said. Now, see, that's where my issue lies. So I got rid of everything I personally tweeted. But now we have that era of Twitter that didn't actually have the retweet button. So it's some stuff still up there from like people answering. Like, one of the questions was, if you change your sex, does it change on your birth certificate? And I mean, that's still a question for me. Like, oh, okay. Somebody's like, nah, that's not how it works. I'm like, oh, all right. But I can see that coming up later and somebody be like, she's transphobic. And it's just like, I'm really not. I really don't give a fuck about so much shit. And that's one. I just do y'all. But so basically I blew up my entire Twitter. And then it was back before Twitter had all these characters, they had this thing called like tweet deck or something where you can extend your tweet. So like the first half of the tweet is somebody asked me how I felt about gay marriage. And I'm like, oh shit. So then I click it to see like the full tweet, because then it has to take you to another page. And the continuance of that was, I don't really give a damn what y'all, whoever get married to who don't mean nothing to me. And I'm like, thank God I wasn't being homophobic. Jesus Christ. So we went and basically I blew up my whole Twitter from 2010 till like 2018. Cause I'm prone to get canceled. I done said some shit. So I'm prone to be canceled. And I don't want to be trending all day. Y'all just, Jesus Christ, y'all was on Brother Nature's neck.
They
like,
were.
The whole day.
The funniest shit was when they had like the animal commentary.
Oh, when they had like it was like the deers with the mic.
The mic.
Jesus Christ.
No, my favorite one was that possum. They had that possum.
I can't. Y'all really drugged that man. So I just went ahead and blew. And I have an official. I'm gonna read it now. So I just need y'all to understand.
Oh, her official iOS notepad apology.
This is my official apology. And anytime some shit go left, I just need you niggas to refer back to this. Cause somebody brought up a good point. They were like, y'all are bringing this boy down when he was 13. A smooth 6-7 years ago, some of you niggas were grown. I was one of them grown ass niggas on Twitter. So if anything fails, if you ever hear anything about me that I've tweeted, I've posted, that you niggas find, this is my official iOS apology. I was grown, ignorant, and I really didn't give a damn about nothing or anybody's feelings or opinions. In short, I was trash. My bad. So refer that every time. But yeah, that was that. And then I went up to TSU on Friday.
Oh yeah.
So shout out to the good folks over there at TSU. I was looking for, you cool kids that are super artsy, and somebody told me to go to your communications building. I went on a Friday. I was super nervous. I felt like a dork. But I went on campus immediately. I got dropped off like right by your communications building. Asked one of the guys with this, he was like quintessential student. Yeah, like he had on his matching Nikes that matched his sweatshirt. And I was just like, hey,
you know where to go.
School pride. Come here.
Come here, little boy.
Come here, fella. Because I was trying to relate to the young cool kids. I was like, come here, homie. And he showed me where the building was. I popped around your communications building. I seen all you artsy kids in your little huddles and in your classrooms. And, it was just a really good time. I mean, I really did enjoy my time at FAMU. So seeing that made me reminisce on, my good old days. And then I happened to stumble into some random lady's office. Her name's Kimberly Taylor. And I spilled out my whole heart to her. And she was just like, slow down, sis. What's your name? Because I told everything first. I was like, you're right. Hi. And I introduced myself. And then she told me her name. And she really had a whole bunch of confidence and pride in you guys at the communications building. She said, you guys are young filmmakers, young artists, young recording artists. Y'all are like going to be the next people creating all this great digital content. And she was saying how y'all just merged social media into the program. And she had just such wonderful things to say about the curriculum and the students. And she actually found me a guy. Shout out to Ken. And, it was just great. So great. Thank you, TSU. Finding a person at the HBCU really meant a lot to me. So it was just very nice to go there. And it's just something about HBCUs. Y'all really do be feeling like home. Like, I really stumbled in this lady's office. She ended up giving me like this hat that was in her office. I was like,
where is it? You should be wearing it.
It's like now. I took a picture. I'll put it on IG. It's on my IG. I'd say it's a super cute hat. I was like, your hat's really cute. And she was like, oh, I'm doing some spring cleaning. You can have it. It was a brand new hat. Like, I had to take the stuffing out of it. And, she was just really nice. And it was really homely. Just kind of how HBCUs feel kind of like your grandma's house. And that's exactly how it felt. So
nice. Shout
out to everybody at TSU. Thank y'all. Y'all almost enrolled. I called Adrianna up and was like, listen.
She did. She said, if I wasn't
in a hole with Sally Mae.
She said I would have been a student.
If Sally Mae didn't have me for these 2 degrees, I was 2 steps from going to y'all registration office becoming a student at TSU.
Nice.
You hear me?
Nice.
So that's that on that. So speaking of HBCUs, we're going to talk about my fake HBCU that I really, 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 really love and that I've been obsessed with for a very long time. Hillman College. It's from a different world. And apparently, Amazon Prime has all 6 seasons of A Different World for free. I guess my grandma stay ordering from Amazon Prime. So I guess she's one of them type of members. Like, I don't know if they're gold members or whatever they have on Amazon Prime. I don't really shop.
No, because you can buy the stuff. I have Amazon Prime. There's not necessarily a gold member, but you can buy certain shows.
Well, this one was free, but it was free because of something special. Because it was like, it's free because she's a whatever.
Because she's an Amazon Prime member.
Okay. Well, I don't really know how it works. All I know is somebody on Twitter said you can watch A Different World on Amazon Prime for free. I was like, cool. I got my grandma information, even though she don't know I have her information. I'ma sign in and see. Signed in.
Shout out to grandma.
Signed in. Boom. 6 seasons of A Different World.
Guess what? You've been cackling ever since.
I've been cackling my little saw off. Because let me tell you. So the thing is about like watching. And I think it's a lot of shows. A Different World, Martin for sure. When they originally aired, 30-minute shows are like 22, 23 minutes.
Right.
But when they go into syndication, they slim them down. Because when they're like hot in the streets, the commercials, the ads cost more. Right. But 10, 15, 20 years later, you're not going to get these high budget ads during a commercial break. So they try to like slim down the show to add more commercials. So these 22-minute shows now are like 15 and 16 minutes. Because if you ever watch Martin on BET, they will like in the middle of a joke will go to commercial. Like in smack, like they will set the joke up and then be like an infomercial. Like, What the hell? So the thing about A Different World is I don't really remember. I remember the 6th season of A Different World growing up. I don't remember 1st, 2nd, 3rd season.
Yeah.
I didn't watch A Different World for real until I was in middle school, and they used to play back-to-back episodes in the morning before I went to school on TBS. So that was like my first, like, watching 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th season or whatever. So I've been watching these kind of wilted down episodes versus the full 22 minutes that aired originally on NBC. So if you go to Amazon Prime or when it was on Netflix, they play those full episodes.
Right.
So it's like now I'm seeing like little like little parts of the episode that I didn't see because they don't slim them shits down for them commercials. So it's been a fabulous time over here in my house because I think Whitley Gilbert is funny as shit. So I've been cackling anyway because I think Whitley's funny. But then now I get to see like little parts that I didn't get to see all these years because of, you know, commercials and people trying to make money still.
Yeah.
And I get it. So shout out to A Different World. So that brings me to my Woman Crush Wednesday, which is Gina DeVoe. And my homegirl Chrissy is going to be very happy that Gina DeVoe is finally my Woman Crush Wednesday because she's been advocating for her for quite some time. Gina DeVoe was played by Aja Sanders. She actually comes in on 4th season of A Different World as a freshman. The reason she's my Woman Crush Wednesday because she was, for the most part, self-assured, the campus gossip, and she was just this freshman hanging out with grown people. Because by the time she gets to Hillman College, Dwayne Wayne's like a grad teacher. Whitley's damn near about to graduate or it has graduated. Kim and them are like in their final year or something like that. Gina DeVoe comes in on an episode where the campus is split men versus women. And you would think that because she's a freshman, she'll just sit in the back and mind her business. But this bitch goes up to Whitley and basically tells Whitley that Dwayne Wayne cheating on her and like gives her all the gossip. And it's like, girl, you're a freshman. Why are you bothering these seniors? Like, why are you bothering these grown people? And Dwayne is her teacher. Like, because the next episode, she's in his class. So it's like, hold up. You sold your teacher out to his chick? Like, who are you? And then also, Gina DeVoe had like, she was a part of like, even though I don't necessarily, like, you remember back in the 90s, they did those learning episodes?
Yeah.
Like, DJ had, like, and was, like, trying to be anorexic or some shit.
Yeah. Or
Donna.
on pills.
Yeah, like,
They're
Donna
on, like,
drank alcohol at prom.
Or Jesse was on those
No dose.
Yes.
Bitch, the 90s will give you a learning episode. And you remember when Steve, they spiked, like, the drink at the party and Steve got drunk?
Yeah.
You know what pissed me off, though, now that I'm grown? They used to do that spiked the punch episodes on every show. But now that I drink, you know when something's in the juice. You get
Absolutely.
like they was like pour like vodka in like fruit punch.
And you know.
And so it's like, how y'all got drunk? Like that didn't taste.
How did you not know?
How did you not taste it?
Like,
Vodka.
and
it was like it was always cheap vodka.
And then like they sneak it in.
They always have on a trench coat.
And they sneak it in, they pour it in there.
But it's never like a gallon. It's always like a small, like the pocket handle.
And they pour it in the punch bowl because it's always a punch bowl.
It's always a punch bowl. The bitches, no matter what
it's
party,
a punch bowl
it's prom.
with like some red cups.
It is
with red, and they have the little spoon and they scoop the punch in there. And they pour it in the cup, and then the person sips it, and they're like, "Ooh!" And
then they keep drinking it,
and they keep drinking it, and then
everyone's drunk.
And
it's just like it was spiked, and it's just like, bitch, did you not taste it? You knew it was spiked. Okay, learning episodes are so stupid. But A Different World, A Different World learning episodes. The AIDS one, I do not watch because I think it's depressing. Everybody else still kind of think it's a comic relief. I think it's depressing, but Gina was like very big in 2 of their learning episodes. The one when Tisha Campbell, I can't think of her name on the show, but she had AIDS, and because Gina was so mean to her, it like kind of taught you that AIDS, you can be nice to people with AIDS, because Gina was such a bitch. Like, Tisha had AIDS and she worked at the calf. Mm-hmm. And the pit is what they called it in A Different World. So Gina was like about to order her food, but realized she was the server, and she's like, can I get somebody else? And it's like, that's not how AIDS.
Yeah,
it don't transfer that way. It's not transmitted that way, Gina, that's not how it works, sis. And then she had the abusive one where she was dating Dion I'm Down, who was like this big campus rapper. Anybody who's seen it, the episode's called Love Taps. He can't rap for shit. He really can't. Like, I was watching an episode like the other day, and it was just like, how is I'm Down even a thing? Like, how did this happen? But he was like abusing her, so she ends up standing up for herself, like abusing her to the point she had a black eye and like a bruise on her ankle. And so like Whitley's like having a whole heart to heart about knowing your self-worth. And then that's when you find out that Gina had like self-esteem issues. It's like, bad. Gina, you fine. You got self-esteem issues? So we have to watch Gina go through being beat by I'm Down. And then she finds herself at the end of the episode and call the police on him. And you know, she could speak French. And actually in the new class of A Different World, she was like the funniest. The new class had her, Lena James, which was played by Jada Pinkett Smith, Charmaine Taisha Brown, who came from The Cosby Show, and then they added Dorian, and I can't think of the other guy. But out of the new students, Gina was actually the funniest, and like I said, she knew all the tea too. Anybody who they said if you wanted to know anything, you can go ask Gina, and Gina knew it all. And she always sung "When the Saints Come Marching In." I felt like I don't know why that was her song, but like she sung it like with passion.
Maybe she was originally from New Orleans.
Girl, no, she was from like Martinique. Is that Martinique? Like some island. But every episode, like every other episode, when the Saints come marching in, right on in. It's like, why are you doing it? It's like, why are you?
Maybe she dated somebody else from New Orleans.
Girl, I don't know. Gina was getting beat by Dion, and I was sad for her. I was sad, but it was a tough time on Hillman's campus when Gina was getting beat. You know,
I'm not laughing at that. But.
No, because the episode is stupid because he's just so whack anyway. It was just like, Gina, you let this nigga beat you. I'm Down was just so man. Whatever. But anyway, so shout out to Asia Sanders. Gina, all the niggas wanted you. You was fine and you was funny. So shout out to my Woman Crush Wednesday. And shout out to Amazon Prime and my grandma, because I've been getting my life for about 4 days? 4 days. 4 days I have been watching nonstop A Different World. I have only stopped to watch This Is Us and T.I. and Tiny's Family and Friends Hustle. So pretty much my TV has been on. And it has gotten so bad that I sit and watch some episodes twice. You know? Amen. So shout out to A Different World. And that's that. Anything else happen?
Trump was in town. Did you go to the rally?
Bitch, you know I ain't go to that goddamn rally. And it was at the arena, wasn't it?
No, I think it was downtown.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. They couldn't pay me to go there.
Yeah.
I think it might have been at the arena, though, downtown. Because I thought maybe the Rockets had a game, because I seen it on the news. And I don't think, because the Rockets didn't, the day I thought the Rockets had a game, they didn't. Because
no, they had it blocked off today. I think it was yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was yesterday.
Well, he could
say it was a lot of closures downtown. What's today? Tuesday, Sunday. So I think it was Monday that he was. I saw a lot of Trump paraphernalia down on Westheimer.
Ooh, child.
Yeah.
And shout out to the Rockets. Y'all out here fighting and shit.
That nigga spit on him. Rondo spit on him.
I don't think Rondo meant to.
Rondo did that. It was a light.
I don't know.
It was a light. It wasn't like a direct like he.
My thing is Chris Paul.
He did spit on him though.
Let's chat. Let's chat, Chris Paul. If he indeed spit on you,
he spit on him.
I'm gonna tell you.
I mean, that was the natural reaction. I don't know. Spit on me.
That wouldn't be my natural reaction. Only because if somebody spits on me, it wouldn't be no pointing my finger in nobody's forehead. If you spit on me, you get hit. That's period.
He spit on him after he pointed at his forehead.
The video was before that.
No, if you watch the video, he points his finger at him, and then he puts his finger down and he spits. And then that's when they start fighting.
No, he said the reason they fought is the reason he put his hands on him in the first place is because he spit on him, and then they slowed it down on Bleacher Report, and he was talking. I don't think, it didn't look intentional to me, but he spit. And then that's when Chris Paul put his finger in his forehead, and then that's when, what's his name, punched him.
I don't know. I've been drunk.
So yeah, that he supposedly spit. Then Chris Paul tried to sun him, which is somebody spit on you, you hit them. And then Rondo hit him. Point blank. Like, cocked his ass. But if somebody spit on me, I would have hit first anyway. So I don't really understand.
Yeah, that's like the most disrespectful thing.
Yeah, so like Chris Paul tried to be slick with it. And it's just like, no, nigga. If somebody spit on you, you hit them. Like I don't think nobody would debate you on that. Somebody spits on you, you hit them. You don't go put your like a mom. Go sit down. Like what type of shit was that? And you let him get the first good lick? Oh no.
Yeah,
but Chris,
that's like one of the most disrespectful things.
But Chris Paul, you ain't the NBA's players fan favorite. I'd have heard a lot of stories about you and players. So, but shout out to the Rockets. You know, I guess.
Whatevs.
Do y'all? I don't really see no NBA fight. The only NBA fights I really, really acknowledge is the Malice and the Palace. That day, Ron Artest was around there whooping ass and beating niggas' ass in the fans. Yeah. And then rapped about it. Anybody can get it, even fans in the stands. I forgot what song that was. I need to find it, but it was a remix. And I remember you, Ron Artest.
Because whooped that fans.
That man
popped
said,
that fan in the mouth.
Listen,
I remember that.
That nigga say anybody can get it, even fans in the stands. And I remember feeling that to my soul, like, well, they did try you, Ron.
They did.
They did try you, Meta World Peace.
Meta popped that motherfucker in his face.
Meta said that nigga really rapped about that shit later. Anybody can get it, even fans in the stands. I gotta find out what remix that was. Because whatever song, it was a popular song at the time that he jumped on. But anyway, so this week, we're recovering from Mean Girls. And I got a definition somewhere. Oh, Mean Girls. Girls who are bullies and use girl aggression, nasty comments, trickery, deceit, or rumors to manipulate other girls.
Yep.
So have you ever been a mean girl?
No, but I've experienced mean girls. When I was in high school, definitely. I went to a predominantly white/Hispanic high school. Mm-hmm. And it was a small group of black people. And I remember this one girl, she always used to make fun of me because I was on the drill team. Now, at the time, I was the only black girl on the drill team. And she would always make these like little comments or whatever, and people would laugh. And I just look at her like, I don't understand, like, why are you picking on me? And I never talked, like, I'm not from the hood. I've never portrayed myself to be from the hood. So, I've always been myself. And I remember this one particular girl, she would always pick on me, and she would always make fun of the fact that all my friends were either Mexican or white. And, I wanted to be a white girl. I talked like a white girl and shit like that. And at the time, like, I always just, like, I don't understand what your problem is. Mm-hmm. But now, looking back, it's kind of like, yeah, she was totally, she always picked on me. Always, always, always.
Oh, well, I've been on both sides. I've been Regina George. I've been Cady Herron. I've never been a plastic because I've never been a follower. So I could have never been, like, Gretchen Wieners. But I definitely been Regina George. Ooh, Kevin G. I haven't watched Mean Girls in a while. But I've definitely been Regina George or Cady Herron. And I would say I've been Cady because I've been the new girl that kind of trumped the Regina George before. But I've never been like a full out plastic because that's just, being a follower never really has been my type of personality. But I remember specifically how I made a group of girls not like one girl because she technically stole my non-boyfriend. But I was like in middle school. No. Yeah, I was like quintessential like Regina George, bitch. We had a burn book. And this shit's funny now because it was just so stupid. So I got sick for 3 days. I used to like this guy. And he said it. He's like, you got sick, so I got a new girlfriend. Like, mind you, this is middle school. Boys are stupid. So I get back to school and he's going with this girl. And I was just like, tried it. Well, I mean, we weren't saying tried it then, but if I I basically meant tried it. And so I had like, it was at the time, like in our middle school, they had everybody break down in teams. So you basically stayed with the same people from 6th grade to 8th grade. So by that time, I knew everybody. So I don't know who initially started this book. I don't even know how we even got in possession because it wasn't like a regular like composition book. It was like a legit ass binder barn book. Yeah. And so our dumbasses on like the cover, the inside cover, we wrote our names but came up with nicknames that nobody was supposed to know. I can't remember. I think mine was like Candy Girl because that ended up being my email address. So I feel like it was Candy Girl, and there's like one girl. I remember this girl Ashley was like Strawberry. Like it was just all these names. But why would we put the secret names in the book? Doesn't make sense. So we're writing, but as we write, we put everybody's writing in the book. So you write your name, and we just kind of pass this book around, and it's about 5 of us. And so you don't write like Ebony, you write Candy Girl. But mind you, the reference is right in the beginning of the fucking book.
It says Candy Girl equals Natoya Ebony.
Right. So we leave the book, and I feel like it was me. I leave the book in a desk. The teacher at the time, like, lived in the neighborhood next to us. Like, we knew the teacher. Like, my mom knew the teacher. And the teacher happened to be the mother of the boy. And, like, I'm still cool with their family. No, funny. And they live, like, in the neighborhood next to us. So she takes the book home because she finds the book. Now looking back, why the hell she took it home, but whatever. So she takes the book home. She puts it on the dining room table in her house, but now the boy and his best friend come home and see this random book on the dining room table, and they read it. So it's me and like 4 of the girls just going back and forth with our reference names in the beginning, so they know exactly what they're talking about. So I go to school the next day, and one of them calls me by the name that's not my name in the book. It's the reference name, the play name.
Candy Girl.
Candy Girl. So I'm like walking it on, and they're like, Candy Girl. And I'm like, huh? And then it comes out, and I'm just like, I'm furious. So then I'm like kind of mad at the teacher because it's like, they shouldn't have got the book in the first place. But she was one of them teachers, like she knew my mama, so essentially like she almost could have like whooped my ass, basically, but not really, but kinda, because her and my mom were like super cool. So, and she had been my teacher for 2 years at this point. So she was like, you shouldn't be writing in a book like that anyway. And you're a bully, you're being a mean girl, and you're jealous. And that was like the first, I remember thinking like, huh? Because I'm like 13, 14, feeling myself. Like, wait, I don't care that bitch. I mean, I ain't saying that, but that's what I'm saying in my head. And so she gives me the book back. And like we end up like not writing in the book again. But like that was like my first experience of being a mean girl. But then like looking back, I just didn't know what to do with those feelings. So the first thing was to make somebody feel bad.
Yeah.
And the thing was, like I said, I've had mean girl things happen to me later on in life, like in high school and definitely in college. My God. But it's so funny how insecure the mean girl actually really Regina George is just insecure.
Absolutely.
And you don't realize that until you start to get like older, because as a kid, I just didn't know what to do with my feelings. It was like, we all need to hate her, and it's like, I was, I'm believable. I can be a leader. So it's like everyone hates her in this domicile, and everyone's like, all right, you know, roll with you. But then I got older, and then like in high school, I never really had like people who didn't like me in high school were like really like hood girls. They couldn't stand my ass, and a lot of it was because of where I came from and that whole you talk like a white girl and blah blah blah. But I didn't really have no like confrontations like that in high school where girls didn't like me and they always said they were gonna fight me, but nobody ever did nothing. So after a while, it was just kind of like I didn't care. But I remember like I feel like I failed a girl once because we all had these friends and something happened between two girls, but we knew both of them and I was cool with both of them. One of them actually, we were in high school, and this was like late in high school. We might have been like 11, we were in our senior year by this time. Mm-hmm. So one of the girls was like a known hoe, basically. So she had like a diary, and the girl got a hold of the diary, made copies of the diary, and posted it around school. And I remember at the time, like I felt, like I always remember that because I felt like I didn't do like my due diligence for this girl who literally lived down the street from me. Like I should have like went to her and comforted her instead of we in high school, so I'm being messy. I'm like reading the shit too and commenting. But she ended up changing schools behind that and was like later when I talked to her when we were like in our early 20s, she talked about like being damn near suicidal behind that shit. Mm-hmm. Because the thing was she was already It was a lot of stuff going on in her house anyway, but she was like crazy sexually active. Everybody knew it. And so this girl literally just copied like the pages of her diary, and not like one or two, like her diary,
right,
and posted the bitches around the school like on some real like TV movie shit. And like we all read it. And then even then I didn't think about it. Like I was just kind of like, oh, okay, whatever. She'll be all right. But then she ended up changing schools for real. So then fast forward in college, I got drugged, like for real. Like if I had like if I could honestly, like it was to the point where I wanted to leave college at one point. Like it had got that bad. Like it was just, it's when a bunch of people don't like you and they're going out of their way to make you miserable. And I think social media was just hitting. Facebook had just started. Text messages just started coming out. And this is back in the day. Jesus Christ. So back in the day.
Bitch, that was like 2000.
That was like 2004, 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah, so back, like, it's 2018.
2003.
Yeah, it's 2018. So back, before cell phones got as savvy as they are now, back in the day, if you wanted to, you could text, and you might still be able to do it, but you could text from the actual provider's website. So all you needed was just somebody's phone number. And they couldn't text you back either. So kind of like if you just needed to get off a message and you didn't have a cell phone, you could just go to your laptop and like type in your friend's phone number and then write a message like, you know, meet me wherever. So back in the day, of course, these girls had my phone number. So they used to like message me, and you can put in whatever number you want to put in too. Like you can call you can message the person, but then you can put in whatever number you choose to put in. So like for like a week straight, I used to get text messages from my own phone number. And it was basically like girls calling me all types of bitches and hoes and I'm gonna beat your ass for like a week. And I remember I had like this pink flip phone. And so like...
The baby fat one?
No, it wasn't baby. I wanted one of... I actually didn't want one of those. But it was like this pink cell phone from Sprint. And like every couple of hours, I'll just get a text from my own number and be like, you dumb, stupid bitch. He don't want you. And like all this just ridiculous shit. And like I had my tire slashed and my car keyed and all like the whole nine. And it was just like and even then I didn't think of mean girls being like insecure. It wasn't until like I moved to Houston, I had, because bartending has a very mean girl atmosphere to it. It's because any mean girl atmosphere is shit that's set up like high school. So if there's like a cool set of kids and then new kids and then the not so cool kids, it's just a high school hierarchy. And when I started bartending here, I didn't know anybody. Mm-hmm. So like the first bar I went to, the girls weren't really nice to me, but it was just like, whatever, I didn't really care because I didn't know nobody literally, and I was just here by myself and I needed to make money. So then I went to this second bar, and it's funny now because me and this girl are really, 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 really good friends. One of my best friends here, actually. When I met her and the owner of the bar, they were very like fake to me. Mm-hmm. They were very Regina George, very plastic, very Gretchen Wieners. And I remember like not really, first because I didn't really think they was that cool anyway. It's like y'all being real mean to be some average bitches in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But whatever. So they were like very like cliquey, very, you could just, you know how people are like condescending when they talk to you and very like, okay, well, I guess. They were like that. And that like irks my fucking spirit. So I was just like, whatever. I used to just go to work and I really didn't fool with them. And then it wasn't until later I ended up being really cool with one of the girls. But then the flip side to that was me and that girl ended up working at another bar. And then I was actually, this was like the first time I fully sat down. I was like, why am I being a mean girl? Me and the girl ended up being cool. We ended up working at another bar. A new girl comes in from California. Never forget it. And it was shout out to Shayna. Hey girl, because she listens. Shayna came in, and I don't remember originally. I met her the first time, and we said hey, it was nothing. But around the second or third time, I don't know why we decided we didn't like her, but we did not like her, and that was just it. It was just, you could cut the tension with a knife. It was just terrible. It was just an awkward experience. And then I remember like one day randomly like having a talk with myself, like, why are you being like this? This girl ain't did shit to you. And then I had to like literally check myself. Okay, what is there? Do she got something you want? Is she just like what is your issue? Because it has to be something. Like, why are you being? And then I start thinking about every time I've been in a mean girl situation on both sides. When I've been the mean girl and I've been the receiving end of a mean girl, and it's always something that has nothing to do with that exact person. So, I mean, I checked myself, and me and Shane are really, really great friends now. But, like, that mean girl and mob mentality and that clique mentality, that shit is for the fucking birds when your ass get grown. So, it's really for the birds your whole fucking life. But I'm going to let a lot of y'all slide because you're in middle school and you're in high school. And I even give you college a little bit. But when your ass is smooth mid-20s working, that mean girl mob mentality is just so played and so showing of your insecurities that you need to go check your fucking self. And that's essentially what I had to do.
Absolutely.
Because it's not about the person anyway.
It is very true. Bartending is very cliquey and it's very mean girlish. And I remember when I first started working at D-Bar, the girls didn't like me. Well, they didn't like me towards the end because I didn't want to, it's like everybody wants you to be a certain way or whatever, and if you
just want a part of that clique,
and if you went against what they were doing, you were public enemy number one. And of course they didn't do it to my face, but they were very passive aggressive,
and that's what gets me about mean girls. That passive aggressive stuff. I hate passive aggressive.
They would, and a lot of it was like a lot of them would lie, like, oh, well, can you cover my, like, I remember one of the girls was like, can you just please cover my shift because I need to do this and that, but then I would see them out, and I'm like, bitch, like, I don't, like, and then they'd be like, well, why are you mad?
Janice Ian.
Like,
Dyke.
Like, I don't understand, like, what do you mean, why am I mad? Like, one girl was just like, I understand, she said, she came up to me, and mind you, she was like, 21? This was like maybe last year. She came up to me and she was just like, I heard you didn't like me. And somebody said that you didn't like me because of X, Y, and Z. And I was just like, first of all, bitch, I am fucking grown. Let's just get that clear. I'm grown. So if somebody said that to you, then you need to tell me who said it. So we can all come together. She didn't want to tell me who said it. And I was just like, if you can't tell me who said it. They never tell who said it. I said, if you can't tell me who said it, then you don't need to be repeating it back to me. Point blank. And she was just like, well, I just want to know if you have a problem with me. I said, bitch, I don't even give a fuck about you. What are you talking about? Like, all of this stuff is just made up stuff. Like, all of this stuff is just made up animosity. It's made up tension.
And the thing is, it starts when you're a person who don't react like they think you should react, it gets worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like, I get like, I always tell people, I don't really argue well. I get like, I don't argue with other females well, other women well. So, I'm one of the people who get flustered. Probably why I always end up in a fight. After you say your piece, and I say my piece, and we understand that we're just not going to agree, to disagree.
It's over.
Like, more talking just pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because I understand you don't care for what I just said. And please know, I don't care for what you just fucking said. So let's just never say nothing again.
Man.
And let's move on. But people, that type of, I don't like her because, or I heard you don't like me drama escalates to the point where you don't even know how we got here.
How do we get here? Like, I remember literally this one time, this girl, the girl, she pissed me off so bad. And I know myself, like, I have two sides. Like, I have I'm 100% a nice person. Like, I'm a nice person. I'm all the way. But I do have a side to where if I don't fuck with you, please don't talk to me because I am an evil bitch. This bitch pushed me over to the edge, and I kept telling her, shut the fuck up. I get it. She just kept talking. She kept talking. She kept talking. I said, bitch, shut up. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. She wouldn't shut the fuck up. And it wasn't until I literally stood up and I snatched my drink, and they had to restrain me. And I was just like, yo, okay, this is really taking me out of my element. I need to leave. Like, it was almost to the point to where that person literally almost pushed me over, and I was thinking like, damn, I don't like this shit. Like I can't be reduced to this kind of shit. Because I know, because I'm going to go to jail. Because she's the type of bitch that'll fucking call the police. She's not even going to try to fight back. She's just going to call the police. And that's the type of shit that I didn't like. So, you know, it's a lot of girls that are like that. Like, if you are not a part of the majority of how people are as far as, like, bartenders and shit, they will try to, like, ice you out, man.
Yeah, and then the thing is, if you, honestly, if you are a person and you know, and I'm just anybody at this point who's listening to this podcast, if you got some beef with somebody, you really can't pinpoint it. Like, they didn't cuss your mama out, they didn't slap your baby, they didn't sleep with your boyfriend.
You need to look inside yourself.
Yeah, if you honestly can't come up with a reason that you can tell people, because that'd be the thing. If you say you don't like somebody and you can't give an exact reason
why
on
you don't
why,
like somebody,
it is you. Yeah, that's it.
It's your insecurity.
And you need to stop putting your insecurities on other people, which I still have to learn to this day. Like, I do that sometimes. Like, still almost slightly want to push whatever I got going on something or somebody else. Y'all, you have to stop doing that, because a lot of this drama don't be nothing. And it's unfortunate, because it's a couple of girls who probably are really nice people from college. I just can't see them that way, because they let their Regina George run them about me. So I've seen a couple of girls post college, and I'm talking about I've been going from FAMU since 2009, December 2009. I seen a girl from that era, like within the last year. And I still couldn't see it for her, because it just went so far because of how they treated me for no real reason. And she for sure didn't have a reason.
Yeah.
So don't do that to people. Don't alienate people, and because I still feel bad. Like, I think I've apologized to Shayna behind that, because it was just like, why was I mean to you? Like, for fucking what? And she is a nice person.
Absolutely.
And
Shayna.
I inflicted that on her when I was mad just less than a year ago, when two people inflicted that same type of feeling on me.
Yeah.
So I just transferred that energy. Stop transferring terrible ass energy over to people, and like, dead it.
You know what is also, like, it's not just like females and females. Males do that shit too.
And you niggas are the fucking niggas.
And I had a guy tell me that he loved, like, this guy called me and said, I love you, but I fucking hate you. And I was like, what does that even mean? Like, what does that mean? He goes, I love you. Like, I love you to death. Like, I love you. I'll do anything for you, but I fucking hate you at the same time.
That is what we call toxic relationships, people.
This nigga told me that.
That's an honest statement.
Real shit. This nigga told me that. And at first, now that I look back on it, and mind you, he was in that bar scene too, and he was like a bully too, because if I didn't do something that he thought that I should be doing, he would be super fucking passive aggressive. Oh my God. Like, it was to the point to where it was bullyish. But he was a nigga. And I always was just like, I don't understand what your problem, why you have this deep problem with me. Like, I'm not doing anything to you. I didn't fuck your daddy. I didn't call your mama a bitch. I didn't slap the shit at your sister. I didn't do nothing to you. But you're just so ugly. But again, I think because a lot of times when you are so yourself and you're such an individual, a lot of times people don't like that. You trigger, I read something where it's just like your authentic self can trigger demons in somebody else. Yeah. And that can make other people feel uncomfortable. And I felt like with this person, and I really considered this person like a friend of mine, because, you know, we experienced a lot of shit together, whatever. But he was such a bully to me. Like, if I didn't do something he liked, it was a problem. I was a bitch, or I was this, or if I didn't respond a certain way to a certain situation, I was a dyke bitch, or I was this, or And I'm just like, I never understood that. And to this day, I feel like I'm just owed an apology because I did a lot for him and whatever. But anyways, but guys can be bullies to females just as much as females can
and
be
it's kind of
bullies.
worse when it's guys.
Yeah.
Because you don't expect that. I've had like passive aggressive guys and like me but not like me and keep stuff going. It's nothing worse than when it's a guy in the mix.
Yes,
it's just
that's like horrible.
Yeah, like I be really want to send my brother like behind that.
Like I feel like I've had more guys be bullies to me than females.
I've had more girls.
I've had more guys.
Yeah,
and
I wrecked them up in college. I was online, man. Whew, Jesus Christ. But yeah, I've had more girls. But when I have came into a space with a guy, it was a different feeling. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah,
It wasn't. It didn't feel normal.
It's confusing.
Yeah,
it's very confusing because it's like, okay, if you don't like me, you know, there's 1,000 bitches you could talk to.
You know,
yeah.
You wear pink shirts on Wednesday, which is kind of weird to me. It was just, and I want my pink shirt back. And I want my pink shirt back. You don't even go here.
You don't even go here.
Oh, Kevin G.
But yeah.
My father, the inventor of toaster strudel. I had ESPN or something. But no, it's actually worse when a guy's in the mix and a guy, because and the thing is, guys are very messy. I've said this before, and I just want to just pause for the call.
Super fucking messy.
If I am a person who's starting to see you or date you, and you claim every ex, so your baby mama, your ex-wife, every woman in your life that has dealt with you is crazy, I look at you and think you're crazy.
Yeah.
Because why is everybody so crazy? What did you do? Because I started realizing a few years ago that is like a nigga's excuse to just start the clashing of the two. So if I think you're crazy, I'm already on high alert. So I'm not even trying to listen to nothing you're saying, even if you are being reasonable, because I think you're crazy. So like guys are just very messy and very specific on how they place people and say things.
Yeah.
They start a war. They make sure it's
for no reason.
It's a little rumble in the jungle.
Or they try to make it seem like
like I had a nigga in the club like, oh man,
that girl, she's talking, or
yeah, like my ex-girlfriend in here. Yeah, man, hold on, just step over here. I think she's talking about you. I don't even know this bitch. I don't even go here.
I was talking to this one dude, and I went to the club, and I saw this girl that I know he used to fuck with. This girl runs up to him, gives him a hug. I ain't tripping because
not your ministry.
It's not my ministry. Whatever. I'm chilling. So he comes up to me. He goes, "So you're not gonna yell at the bitch for talking to me?" I said, "For what? You have a mouth. I'm not finna go and beat up every bitch that tries to talk to you. For what?" And he was just like, "Well, I don't understand why you didn't get mad at the girl because she was talking to me. Why would I get mad at her for talking to you? I don't know the depths of your conversation. And quite frankly, I don't give a fuck. Because at the end of the day, you know what you got."
Yeah, no, guys really do set it up where people, because it's easier for guys if girls don't get along anyway.
True.
Because then it becomes a competition thing. So, because I had that happen to me, and I still fall for it sometimes. I haven't been tested in a while. I will throw that out there. I have not been tested in a while, so maybe I won't fall for it again. But as the last time I had that test, I definitely failed. Because it's just easier. If a guy make you an enemy, then it becomes a competition thing. Like, that bitch can't win. Yes. So I don't care how terrible of a person you are and how I'm not really even fucking interested at this point. But Sarah over there is not going to take the cake.
My ex used to do that. He used to be like, because I used to always have my nails. My nails used to be red, like a dark purple or black. Throughout the year, it was those colors. And he would always be like, "Well, why aren't your nails pink? my ex, she always had her nails pink. And she just sent me a picture of her nails. Look. And I'll just be like, why do you care? And then he was just like, did you post me on Instagram the other day? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, my ex-girlfriend saw that.
And that naturally will make you be
and
like...
I'm just like, well, how does she know?
Like, what's up?
And then, like, I feel like he just screenshotted the shit and he just had it on his phone and he made it seem like she screenshotted it. And
I mean, that's possible because niggas go out of their way. Like,
yes,
it's
think
better.
that's what he did.
It's better for guys to make girls enemies, and it works every time. I've been fully an enemy. Like, I've had arch nemesis over niggas. Like, me and some girl talked to the same nigga for years. Like, it was literally years. Like, bitch, I don't know, is it Batman and Superman go against each other? Whoever it is that go against each other, nigga, that was my arch fucking enemy, bitch. I was fighting the crime, girl. But
it's always over
over a guy and it makes
a lie.
It's
a guy and a
lie. And he playing both of us and now we trying to see who gonna win.
And he's laughing.
We need to see
he's laughing and he's cackling in the corner.
Cackling like the Joker. Big grin. Big grin. But yeah, so yeah, ain't nothing.
Y'all need to look out for that too. Watch out, because boys can be
Listen,
bullies.
I'm telling y'all this right now. If a nigga come up to you and tell you something about his ex-girlfriend being crazy, or my ex-girlfriend was
investigate that shit.
If my ex-girlfriend was like, I could do better, or you ain't the one, or whatever, listen. Investigate it. Don't trust that nigga.
I say investigate it.
And no. I ain't being enemies with nobody. I'm blending. I already want to be a second wife, so I need to get in a blended state of mind anyway.
Yeah, there's no point in beefing with another girl over a nigga, especially if it's an ex. Like, if anything, I could tell you what you need to do to succeed.
And just in general, that nigga probably lying, man. Them niggas be lying.
He lying.
No, because like I had like a dude. I don't talk to her no more. She crazy. She just pops up at my house, and it's just like, that's really crazy. She just pops up at your house. Yeah, man, because I don't talk to her anymore. She just pops up. She's a nutcase, and I care about your safety. I'm like, never worry about my fucking safety. Let's always be clear. Let's worry about this bitch safety first. But okay. And then come to find out, she popping up at your house because you're inviting her.
Mm-hmm. But you didn't say, you forgot to mention that part.
Or she's popping up at your house because she always pops up at your house. I had that. I know a girl, she was spending like 6 months in jail and got a felony behind some nigga. She was downtown Orlando, and her baby daddy at the time were like going back and forth, but kind of on, but kind of off. He invites her to the house. Invites her to his house after the club. He already invited some other girl. Him and the other girl are in the house. The baby mama comes. He opens the door enough so she can see the girl in the living room. They fight. Oh, but it goes too far. The girl grabs like a butter knife and stabs the girl on her shoulder. So like in her shoulder to the point where it was like the shoulder neck, like girl, like the one false move, artery. You would have been in jail for life, right? So and
did she get attempted murder?
No, they end up not doing that once because the baby daddy, the girl ends up wanting it to go like all the way, of course, because she got stabbed. But once like further investigation, after talking to the guy and after talking to the baby mama, they end up doing like felony assault with the weapon. But he was the one who bailed her out of jail.
Boom.
So that's why, like, for real, like, some of that nigga stuff, the way my sanity is set up, I can't deal.
Yeah, ladies, we have to be very mindful. Niggas can be bullies, too.
And manipulative.
And very manipulative. Let's not fall for that.
They gossipy. They start rumors. They do everything Regina George did to Cady.
They do it.
They do it. While giving you dick. Ain't that something?
Girl, I'm telling you, this nigga
Don't get that stroke confused. Don't get the stroke confused.
That nigga was such a fucking bully to me. Like,
that nigga will stroke you and be Regina George. That is terrible.
Stroke you and choke you at the same time.
Well, I kind of like choking a little bit. But
I'm just saying.
He will be Regina George with a stroke. Ain't that something?
We have to watch it. We have to watch ourselves, ladies. We have to watch it on all fronts.
You do, and honestly, I cannot stress this enough. If there is somebody in your life that you do not like, and you don't have no concrete ass reason, and I'm not talking about no bullshit reason like my homegirl don't like her. I'm talking about, and that's another thing too. If your homegirl don't like somebody, you don't have to be completely a bitch to the person because your homegirl does not like them. That's terrible. Just because you don't have to be their best friend either, but you don't have to go down in flames too.
No.
Because
my best friend, she doesn't like certain people, but me and those certain people have a history. If I see them, I will speak. No worries.
Yeah, ain't nobody.
But at the end of the day, I keep it pushing because I know that,
and it's just a way. It's a tactful way to do it. Like I'm not collecting enemies for nobody else.
Absolutely.
I've never really been that person anyway, but I'm for sure not that person where I'm going to collect enemies because of something.
Yeah, because my experience with a certain person, with that particular person, was not her experience. And again, that is my best friend, and my loyalty is to my best friend. But at the end of the day, like, I can differentiate the two.
Right.
And, hey girl, I'm good.
Hey,
how are you?
Yeah, that don't mean y'all gotta go to dinner.
Yeah. And I wouldn't expect anybody. I wouldn't put that on anybody else.
At this point, and most of our listeners are a little older. At this point, you shouldn't put that on anybody else. In case somebody did something terrible, terrible, then that's debatable. But a lot of this shit don't even be worth, conjuring up the clique to hate them too.
Yeah,
that's that mob mentality gotta stop.
Because it's stupid.
It's stupid and it's unsafe, and you just don't want nobody doing that to you either. Because I've definitely been a recipient of mob mentality, and it's not a fun feeling, like at all. Like I was ready. I'm boo crying to my mama, like let me come home. Like I cannot do this. So just don't do that to people. Like I said, if your friend don't like somebody, that's fine, but you ain't gotta.
You don't have to
listen.
Yeah. If
I know somebody don't like somebody, I will still go speak to the person. I'm not gonna invite them to go sit next to the person. I'm just gonna say, hey, if we were cool and I want to take a shot with them or a kiki, I will kiki. I don't give a shit like that. Just don't put that on people. And then especially because a lot of times y'all don't really be having reasons why y'all don't like the person anyway, or the reason be very superficial. It be over some nigga. It be over something that's just
it's
so dumb.
Always over a nigga.
It's 99% over a nigga. Like it is. Every time I recall, it's been over a nigga for me or about me or whatever. So
unless it's something truly worth not liking somebody for, it's like keep it pushing.
Keep it pushing.
Don't be a fucking bully.
Don't be a mean girl. Don't start rumors. If you do not like somebody,
don't fucking like them.
Just don't like them silently. You can dislike people silently.
Yeah, like you don't have to fucking.
I dislike people silently now.
I dislike a lot of people.
Like, listen, I just don't do them. I don't make a fuss when I see them. I don't want them around my space. Luckily for me, the girls I didn't like, I actually end up cutting off the whole group, so now I'm not invited to functions they're at, and people moved and things have shifted since I decided since we decided we didn't like each other and fought twice. So now we're in a space where I don't really see them, and if I did, I just wouldn't speak. I'm just that type of person, and I would stay on my side. A lot of y'all like to poke the sleeping bear. A lot of you like to be seen by the people you don't like. I'm opposite. I don't want to be seen. Yeah.
Like I saw somebody I didn't really care for this past weekend. And I kept my distance. I didn't speak. And a friend of mine asked me if this particular person was at this event that I was at. And I said, absolutely, they were. And he was just like, well, did you speak to her? I said, no, because my mother said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't fucking say nothing at all.
And that's
I
fine.
I don't have anything nice to say. Therefore, I didn't say anything. I'm not looking for a fight.
That's fine.
I don't give a fuck. Like we can all be in the same vicinity, breathing the same air.
That's fine.
Absolutely. That doesn't mean
just leave people alone.
Just leave me alone.
And
if you don't speak to me, baby, I'm not gonna speak to you.
Everybody could just leave everybody alone. It's just so simple.
That's simple.
It can all be so simple, but you'd rather make it hard.
I don't need because I'm not finna. If I don't fuck with you, I'm not speaking.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna start rumors. It's the
Definitely
cattiness
not.
behind
I'm
it.
not gonna do all
Being
that.
a mean
That's a lot
girl,
of energy. That's a lot of energy.
Being a mean girl is the thing that's behind it. The rumors, the deceit, the text messages, the trickery.
You see what she said.
Yeah.
You heard what she said. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And like I said, I cannot stress this enough. If you do not like somebody, you cannot pinpoint why. It is you. Go figure out what's wrong with you, and that's on goddamn that. But we got a letter.
Stop being bullies.
We got a letter.
Moesha's diary. Dear Moesha's diary.
Hold on. Or maybe we don't. I think we do. Hold on. I know I didn't make this up. I didn't. So this week on Moesha's diary. Our girl from last week wrote us back though. Dorothy Dandridge. I did receive your letter. She said she wasn't drunk, but then she went to explain. It was kind of like, oh, so you were drunk? Because then like his shower curtain fell, and it was just like, how did that happen, sis?
You were drunk.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's
but
okay.
she did say that. She said she should not have been getting that drunk with the stranger danger. So she said she'll, and that's all we want you to do.
As long as you're aware.
Yeah,
awareness is key.
Just don't get drunk with the stranger dangers.
Yeah.
The shower curtain falling, hey girl, shit happens.
Hey, I mean,
it's okay.
I've had 2 flat tires.
I hit 2 cop cars. Well, technically 1 cop car that hit another cop car.
Hey, so we've all done some stupid shit.
Yeah. And I got some other stories that,
hey,
give or take.
We'll save it for another episode.
Give or take. I've had moments. But, so this week on Moesha's Diary, we're going to name you Hattie McDaniel. And FYI, Hattie McDaniel is the first African-American that won an Academy Award. It was Mammy from Gone with the Wind.
Mammy.
Yeah, Mammy. Gone with the Wind. First black person to win an Academy Award. And it says, hey girls, I absolutely love this show. It's like you're my BFFs in my head. Anyways, I've been a pushover when it came to my friends and guys I've talked to. At this point, I'm trying to break my old habits and set boundaries.
Speak.
Have you ever had to set boundaries?
Yes.
How do you do it? Love, Hattie McDaniel. Hattie!
Okay. I feel you on this, sis. I am right there with you because I feel like that too. When I am friends with people, or if I'm in a relationship, I am the type of person that doesn't have boundaries. And unfortunately, I have been in situations where people have used me and abused my kindness, have mistaken my kindness for weakness, and all types of shit. So for me, I think that the fact that you are aware that this is happening is a really great sign. And because a lot of times we go through life on autopilot, and it took for me to be in these really toxic situations for me to realize that, hey, I'm a pushover and I really need to start setting boundaries with people. So the fact that you're aware of that, that's really awesome, and that's the first step. The second thing is you have to decide what is best for you. What is going to be the best thing for you? Whatever that is, that should be the thing that you have to remind yourself, hey, this is what I'm comfortable with. This is what I'm not comfortable with. In relationships, this is my deal breaker. This is what I'm not going to deal with. And let that be that. And let that, set the tone for everything else. Because a lot of times people will test you and test you and test you just to see how far they can get over on you. And if you don't have any boundaries set, and if you don't say, hey, this ain't acceptable, this is what I'm not accepting, they're going to keep doing it. So I would just recommend that you just really take some time for some self-reflection and to see what is it that you want and that you don't want, and let that be kind of your foundation. And whatever you don't want, don't fucking put up with it. And if you see if you are in relationships, whether it be a friendship with a female or a relationship with a man, if you see these personality traits that you don't like, then it's okay to cut them off. Because if that means your peace and your sanity, fuck them. Like, that's the type of shit that I'm on. If it is going to cost me peace, if it's going to make me insecure, if it's going to make me feel like my worth ain't shit, if it's going to make me feel like I'm asking for too much, fuck them. No, I'm not asking for too much. I'm asking for basic shit. Nah, fuck all that. They don't need to be in your life. So I would just start there and build off of that. And people who don't have a problem with your boundaries are going to stick. People that do have a problem with your boundaries, you know that those people are not for you. They're not for you. Because the friendships that I've developed over time, they understand my boundaries. They get it. They understand that. And the guys that I allow in my life, they understand what I won't put up with. So, but excuse me, it's taken me a while to get there. But, congrats to you that you're aware of that. And, just set your just start with what you don't want to accept from somebody.
Listen, I'm going to tell you, like Oprah told my good sis Ayanla when they had that episode on the 25th year season of Oprah, I will not accept that.
Yeah.
You have to, it's very hard. It's easier to do boundaries with the new people because they don't know. You're getting to learn each other. So with just new people in general, say what you mean and mean what you say. And if it's something you don't feel is right or comfortable for you, quote my good sis Oprah, I will not accept that. As far as friends and people that's already been in your life, the issue with them is they're so used to getting away with so much. It's like having them in a 5-bedroom house and now telling them they can only sit in one room. It's a challenge, but you have to stick to your guns. And a polite no or I can't isn't going to kill nobody.
Nope.
And once you say I can't or no enough times, people will stop going to you for that. I've learned that through friends. Like, I've learned that being a friend who's pushed boundaries a lot. I've definitely been a friend that if I knew I can get over on stuff, I overly got over on stuff. And I said this before on the show. I had to, around 2017 or late 2017, I was just like, damn, I'm actually kind of a shit friend. I mean, I'm a good friend on so many levels, but I'm kind of a shit friend because I was pushing boundaries and not respecting people's boundaries. And if they gave me an inch, I took the mile. And if they gave me the mile, the next week I took 10. So you literally have to say what you mean and mean what you say. And literally, I will not accept that, period. So if you say, I don't know what you're trying to construct or what are you letting people get over on? I don't know if it's borrowing money or if you just let people stay in your house when they're not supposed to. I don't know what your issue is. But a simple no, off rip, clear, no has never hurt nobody. My mama told me no all the time, and we still cool. It won't. No. And if somebody's talking to you a way that you don't deem respectable, if that's your issue,
cut it off.
Don't talk to me like that. You tell people straight up to their face how you feel. It doesn't mean you're being confrontational. It doesn't mean you're being rude. It does not mean you're being mean. You need to just say it. But once you say it and they understood, hey, this made me feel like I will not accept that. Once you say that and put it out in the universe, if they do it again, you can't go back and give them another warning.
Right.
Because if they're anything like me, they're going to see that as a weakness.
You got to give them a first and final warning.
If they're anything like me, they'll see it as a weakness and kind of tilt a little more to the left and tilt a little more to the left. And next thing you know, your boundary is like the levee. It's bust open. So you just honestly need to say what you mean what you say, be very upfront, very direct, and you need to know exactly what you want. And clearly, since you wrote in and said you're a pushover, you know what areas they're pushing over on.
Yeah.
So you didn't get specific, but for whatever it is, and like I said, we don't know what it is. A simple no, a simple I cannot, a simple I will not could end whatever you got going on. And Yeah, that's that. And boundaries are very much so important. Like I said, for me, as a person who's been a boundary pusher and breaker, you know, your friends might not even really know they're toppling over your boundaries. I didn't realize I was being a shit friend and kind of fucking off my friend's boundaries until like her husband said something. And he didn't say anything in a rude way. He wasn't mean to me or anything. He said it in a joking way. But when he said it, it kind of registered to me like, you fucking right. I am like being a shit person. And I had to like consciously make an effort to not involve that friend. That friend was like the friend I could call. That girl was full pregnant coming to pick me up from a bar because I got too drunk. Full pregnant. And she was like that person I knew I could call any minute, anytime, any place, anywhere, and she'll drop everything and do what I needed her to do. And because she was like that, I took advantage of that. And the thing was, she wasn't going to set the boundary because her giving a nice nature wasn't going to let her set the boundary. It literally wasn't until her husband said something. And like I said, not to me in a rude way, but like he made kind of a joke. And then it registered like, God, I'm really being a shit person. And then I started kind of rethinking of every time I had been a shit person or did something that I knew was wrong, but I knew she wouldn't comment or scold me on because it's kind of like, oh, but you're my friend and I really like you. So sometimes your friends aren't aware, or even if they are aware, they're aware, but not really thinking about it. It's kind of like a fading thought. So maybe you should actually just have a conversation with them prior about your feelings and then set your boundaries. And then maybe if they're aware of your boundaries and how you feel, they'll actually, if they're your real friends and they love you and they care about you, they'll be kind of like me and be like, okay, let me actively work to stay in my boundaries. Because the thing is, I still know this friend and we're still really good. And I know that if I push the boundary, she still would let me because she's that type of friend. So maybe you need to have a conversation with them so they can be aware of the fact that you feel like you're being manipulated and pushed over or whatever the case might be, and bring it to their attention, and hopefully they'll be receptive of it. And you can set your boundaries to a point where you don't have to like, it doesn't have to be like this mission and test of boundaries. It can be like, these are my boundaries. Y'all know how I feel. Boom. Let's all break bread and be happy. Because like I said, me and the girl still super close. She's still my dog. Yeah, I was on the phone with her earlier today. Love her to death. But I was like fucking off on boundaries. So you need to state it, and you might also need to bring it to their attention, because if they anything like me, I was a little self-absorbed, and you know, I'm a cool friend. I'm the good friend. So of course you want to help me. No, don't let people do that to you, and just bring it to their attention, I would say. But yeah, so that's that on that as well. So you guys have a good week. Hit us up. It's Natoya Ebony on all social media. It's Recovering Party Girls on Facebook and Instagram. It's Party Girls Pod on Twitter. Check us out. I be in y'all comments. Y'all be in our comments. It's great. Y'all are hilarious. And I want to shout out, girl, let me find you, because let me tell you how you hit me up telling me about some 90s show on, oh snaps, Chinky Mocha. Listen, shout out to you, girl. Thank you for telling me that they had that 90s documentary thing on Netflix. You know how I feel about the 90s. Thank you, sis. And you?
You guys, I'm Miss Cool in the City. Miss Cool _, letter N, the city.
And we will be back next week, same time.
Oh,
same
follow
place.
me on Twitter. AD is too cool.
And y'all listen. Y'all are so messy. When I put that Steve Harvey Ray Caruth joke up, and y'all retweeted it the way y'all did, and making it seem like I'm the messy one, but y'all messy because y'all retweeted it. Y'all be messed too on the internet. If I posted that does not necessarily mean you gotta retweet it, because that Ray Caruth one in the comments, I put that one on silent, on mute, because you know, it was some people very upset. It was like, when I think of Ray I don't know if y'all, Ray Caruth was like this football player who
definitely
had his girlfriend shot up and the whole nine.
Allegedly.
But no, definitely, because I seen that court case and that man sat there and yeah. But anyways, Ray Caruth got out of jail, and it's so crazy that Ray Caruth is out of jail because my first memory of Ray Caruth is Kings of Comedy, the Steve Harvey bit.
Yeah.
And so when I seen Ray Caruth trending that morning, that Steve Harvey bit is the first thing that came to my mind. So I put it up on Twitter, kind of like, y'all remember this? Damn, kind of like I'm getting old. Like, I remember this when I was a kid. Well, you niggas are funny because niggas and black people, niggas be finding stuff funny like I do. We funny. Boy, but when them white people got into my mentions about Ray Caruth.
You always have some shit popping off in your mentions.
I muted this shit because they were like, you know what I think of when I think of Ray Caruth? I think about his dead baby mother. That's what I think about. You know who I think about when I think of Ray Caruth?
His
son.
His cerebral
He's
palsy.
sick. I was like, damn. So I thought maybe it was gonna be like 2. I was like, cool, because it was like 2. But then I see you niggas on the other side like, laugh out loud. Ha ha ha. This is funny. And then I don't know what popular white person retweeted that shit. But my fucking shit was
look at this bitch.
Shambles. Shambles. For like a day. I just went ahead and put this shit on me. I was just like, I can't fight this. I feel you. I too feel bad for Sharika Adams. That poor boy, I think his name is Chancellor. Yeah, I think it's Chancellor. That is very sad. With that being said, Kings of Comedy is still hilarious as hell. And I'm sorry to whom I offended. Because that motherfucker straight up said, you know who I think about? ? I was just like, I read it and I looked at his photo. I was like,
damn.
I'm
fucked up. I'm fucked up. I fucked up.
But I couldn't take it down because you niggas was laughing because the shit was funny. And then you niggas was quoting this shit. It was like, damn, I need to watch Kings of Comedy. So, Ray Caruth, damn though, I am getting old. I remember that story. But that's that. So you guys have a good week. Be blessed. We shall see you next week. Holla.